हाय, मैं हूं अंकुर तिवारी और आज मैं आया हूं आपके सामने गाना इंडी फेस्ट पे। For me, if I really look at it, my childhood was quite fantastic. It was amazing. It felt like कि किसी Enid Blyton की किसी book में हम बैठे हों. I spent my childhood in Roorkee in the campus where my father was a professor in the IIT. Now an IIT, that time it was the University of Roorkee. And it was very nice. We could like ride horses, to play tennis, to swim, to play cricket, play music. It was a nicely cushioned kind of a place. It was a nice campus life, lots of students, young people, music, sports. We didn't have social media, so a lot of time for ourselves, nature, and it was really, it felt like a comic book, the life. It was quite nice. Only when I stepped out, I went to Bhopal for my college. It was a little bit of a shock when you met different kind of people. A bigger city, then from Bhopal to Bombay, bigger shock. Bombay to Delhi, even bigger shock. So it just, उसके शॉक ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है, उसके हिसाब से अभी रिकवर कर रहे हैं. Music has always been a part of my life. Right since school, I was writing songs, I was singing songs, I was in part of a lot of cultural events. It was getting me a lot of attention. Felt really special when you get attention. I also was doing some like random contests. It was just giving you a lot of self-confidence. Also, I found a way where I could slowly start, telling stories in a cryptic way. You would feel something, you would enjoy something, and you could put it in a song without anybody knowing. So it was quite interesting. And then I just kept on doing it, and I just kept on making songs. That happened in school, that happened in college. After college, I think I was still kind of naive, and I thought that this is how life is. I'd never met a singer or a musician before who was recording music. I had not thought about it, it's going to be difficult. So it just ended up continuing it. So पहले जब मैंने परफॉर्म करना शुरू किया था, तो जैसे आप कह रहे हैं बहुत सारे लोग आए थे, कोई भी नहीं आया था. एक बार मुझे याद है, हमने हैदराबाद में शो किया था जहाँ पे हमारे बैंडमेट्स 5 थे और क्राउड में 3 लोग थे. तो बहुत बुरा लगा था, पर फिर हमने उसमें बहुत मज़े करे थे. उसमें हमने उन लोगों को स्टेज पे बुला के सबने साथ में डांस किया था. उस दिन से आज परफॉर्म करते हैं जब बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं, क्राउड भरा होता है, पर डर वैसा ही होता है कि शायद कोई नहीं आएगा. एक दिन ऐसा भी आएगा जब शायद कोई रहेगा नहीं. अभी अच्छे दिन चल रहे हैं, हो सकता है बाद में ना हो रहे हैं ऐसे दिन. बॉम्बे से दिल्ली मूव करने का मकसद सिर्फ एक था कि खाने को कुछ मिल जाए, रहने के लिए कुछ जगह मिल जाए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ना खाना था, ना रहने की जगह थी और ना काम था. और काफ़ी रिजेक्शंस फेस कर लिए थे, तो आगे सस्टेन करना मुश्किल हो रहा था. तो आई वुड से विलिंगली, क्या मतलब सेनली यही एक स्टेप रह गया था कि यहाँ से निकलें और दोबारा तब आएँ जब थोड़े और तैयार होंगे. दिल्ली में कुछ ज़्यादा लोगों को जानता था, ज़्यादा दोस्त थे, तो उनके साथ रह सकता था. वहाँ पे लोगों ने मुझे रहने के लिए जगह दी, खाना दिया और धीरे धीरे काम भी देना शुरू किया. और वहीं से एक कदम से दूसरा कदम मिला और आगे बढ़ गए और यहाँ पे आ गए. If I really construct an answer for this question, I don't know, because it just happens. It's not calculated. I've not made a scheme or a plan of whether it's singing, whether it's supervision, whether it's creating, whether it's mentoring, whether it's just performing. I guess I'm a kind of a curious kind of guy, so I do it and I enjoy it. If I'm enjoying it, I continue doing it. If I don't enjoy it, I don't continue. And managing all of that answer is sitting to my left. Nayantara is my manager. She manages everything. She just tells me where to show up, and I show up. I love chaos, but I love my space in my chaos. I always find a balance. I love being alone in a quiet place as well, but I tend to see that I work better when I'm in chaos. But to rest, I want to be alone. But there is something that I really value is my space. I find it intrusive if other people try and get into my space. I love it. Like I probably write the best in a taxi or in a local train or in the middle of a street or in the middle of a party. Like the best ideas come to you then. You can refine them later when you're alone, but the best ideas strike me when I'm in the middle of bhasad. Words come when you're in chaos. Things happen when you're in chaos. I think when I'm calmer, then I'd rather read and input. For output, chaos is good for me. For input, calm is better for me. 2 चीज़ें थी कोक स्टूडियो में. जब पहला सीज़न जब हमने किया, उसमें एक तो 7 साल से इट वाज अ डोरमेंट चैनल, सो वी हैड टू काइंड ऑफ वेक एंड शेक. Also, India is the youngest country in the world, so we wanted to give the stage and spotlight to young musicians. A lot of them were new, a lot of them I knew from before, I had worked with before. But the idea was to give the stage and the spotlight to the young and see what story they want to tell and try and tell India's story, Bharat's story through the eyes of the young. I think it's not today's day and age, the event should make space for newer talent, because not only because they have the pulse of the time, also because you get to learn so much from them, and hogging the stage is never a good thing. Passing the mic on is always nice. A commune started basically because we felt we were the three founders, Gaurav, Roshan and I. We were sitting and we were bitching out the scene ki, there is not much happening. I come from Roorkee, Roshan comes from Lucknow. There was always a tradition of poetry, storytelling, that if we want to experience that in Bombay, where do we go, what do we do? And they said there's no space like that. So we decided, okay, why don't we create a space like that? We started with the first commune event. We started with, I think, 12 people. We rented a dance hall, rehearsal hall, and then we invited people to tell stories, and it started like that, and it's blown up to a spoken fest. So the idea was to stop complaining and start doing. Once you create an environment where anybody can call you and anybody can express what they want to express musically, then it happens automatically. People enter that space. If you make it livable, if you make it comfortable, if you give them a safe space, then people approach you automatically. Sometimes when you know this, then your friends, your colleagues, different people you meet, they look for you, and they, like, if you end up meeting a new musician, you will probably say you should contact Ankur, and then they will contact me. So it's the same thing. It's like you just create a safe space that they feel comfortable enough to enter. The three of us, Zoya, Rima and I, we all love music and we want to have fun with music. Zoya and Rima are both amazing storytellers, as you know, they work in films, but also musically they're amazing. Zoya and Farhan used to make music videos. That's how they started their careers. They made Breathless ka music video, Pentagram ka ek aur music videos. They made music videos before they started making films. So it's always exciting to tell stories through films and through stories. We tell stories through music. It's always exciting to tell stories through music, and I feel that this is the right time to take stories forward and tell them through music. So it's exciting times and we just want to have fun. एक टेक्नोलॉजी आई थी कैसेट्स में, उसमें अगर आप गाना फॉरवर्ड डबल टैप करके करेंगे तो इट विल फॉरवर्ड टू द नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग, विच वाज नॉट देयर बिफोर. अर्लियर यू कुड, व्हेन यू फॉरवर्ड इट विल फॉरवर्ड टू वेयर एवर टिल वेयर यू स्टॉप इट. तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी से काफ़ी रेवोल्यूशनलाइज हो गया था मामला. तो दैट वाज अ टाइम व्हेन पीपल स्टार्टेड स्किपिंग सॉन्ग्स, एंड आई फेल्ट कि आई वांटेड पीपल टू हियर द सॉन्ग इन द एल्बम इन इट्स एंटायरिटी, कि एक बार चलाया उसको शुरू से लेकर एंड तक सुनेंगे. और एक सबनिमल मैसेज मैंने भेजा उनको कि शायद अगर मैं साइड ए साइड भी बुलाऊंगा तो शायद वो पूरी एल्बम सुनेंगे, एक से चौथे गाने पे नहीं आएंगे, चौथे से तीसरे पे नहीं जाएंगे, एक सीक्वेंस मेंटेन करेंगे. तो वो तो खैर मेरी कहानी थी, लोगों ने स्किप किया काफ़ी. लेकिन इसी तरह आप अपनी कहानियाँ छुपाते रहते हैं गानों में. Eventually, why are we listening to songs and stories is so we feel comfortable, we don't feel we are alone. Akela, my album, is about that. And once if I listen to a song and feel it's mine, then I really feel at home, and that's what you eventually want to do. You don't want to like drill down your story to people. You want them to find their story in your story, and that's when you feel comfortable. And I feel like if you can write a song in which you can, hear more than you can imagine and imagine more than you can hear, then you're in a good space. Actually वो सारे गानों के साथ ऐसा ही होता है. You make it, बनाते हैं हम गाने को और अब उसको बाहर निकालते हैं और आपको कोई आइडिया नहीं होता वो चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा. कुछ जो होते हैं वो लकी होते हैं, वो निकल जाते हैं आगे, और कुछ बेचारे पीछे रह जाते हैं. पर आप अपनी कहानी सुना रहे हैं हर गाने के थ्रू. कुछ कहानियाँ आपकी ऐसी होती हैं जो लोग भी महसूस करते हैं मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है, तो वो आगे निकल जाते हैं शायद. और कुछ गाने लोगों को ऐसे लगते हैं ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, वो पीछे रह जाते हैं बेचारे, पर ऐसा हुआ होता है. तो वो हर गाने की अपनी किस्मत है. तो आप जब गाना निकाल रहे होते हैं तब आप सोचते नहीं कि ये चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा. एटलीस्ट मैं तो ऐसा ही करता हूँ अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए. जब कभी फिल्मों के लिए बना रहे थे तो एक शायद मेरे ख्याल से आपको लगता है कि अच्छा ये तो चलना चाहिए, पर आप अपनी कहानी बताते हैं गानों के थ्रू, और उसमें कुछ कहानियाँ लोगों के साथ कनेक्ट कर जाती हैं. ज़रा नज़र उठा के देखो, बैठे हैं हम ही, बेखबर मुझसे क्यों हो, इतने बुरे भी हम नहीं. तेरी आँखों आँखों का जादू पूरी दुनिया पे है, दुनिया की इस भीड़ में सबसे पीछे हम खड़े. It's a song that I had written when I was on a train from Bhopal to Delhi, and at that time I had faced rejections from all labels in Bombay, and somebody had told me कि फिल्मों में गाने डालोगे तो वहाँ आ जाते हैं. So my friend and I, Sid and I, we made a film and we put the song in the film. Then I was insecure that the song is not going to do well, nobody's going to listen to the song. So I met with Kem, who was part of this band called Silk Route, and asked Kem, would you want to cover it? And he said, let me play it to Mohit. They were recording the same studio next to where we were recording, and Mohit loved the song and he said, yeah, we'll do a cover of the song, and we included the cover in the album. So Silk Route really took the song ahead, and like it became very popular, I think around 2003. And after that, we used to sing the song in my gigs, they used to sing the song in their gigs. We all had their own identity. They had a more like full band version, I just had a stripped down version, which is how I wrote it. And it became reality for a lot of people. It caught the imagination of a lot of people, and it's a blessed song. बस इसकी जिद है दिल बेफिक्र लापता, कैसी ये धुन है खोकर भी कुछ ना मिला. इस दिल की आदत यही है, गिर कर संभलता नहीं है, जालिम समझता नहीं है ये कोई सुबह. ये दिल बेपरवाह, ये दिल बेपरवाह. जैसे उनमें से एक गाना जो है जो मैंने लिखा था, दिल बेपरवाह, वो क्या कहते हैं, गाना काफ़ी लोगों को पसंद आया क्योंकि वो कनेक्ट करते हैं उसके साथ, वो डिफरेंट चीज़ों के साथ यूज़ करते हैं. वो गाना जब लिखने की बारी आई थी तो उसमें मैंने कोलैबोरेट किया था प्रतीक के साथ, और प्रतीक और मैं के बीच में, दोनों के बीच में हमारे एक कॉमन चीज़ थी कि हम दोनों इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिशियंस हैं एट अ टाइम जब इट डजंट मेक सेंस टू बी इंडिपेंडेंट एज अ म्यूजिशियन. सो द सॉन्ग वाज अबाउट दैट. सॉन्ग इज़ अबाउट कैसे दुनिया आपको बताती है आपको क्या करना चाहिए, और आप मुंह के बल गिरते रहते हैं और आप उठते रहते हैं, आपके रिजेक्शंस आते रहते हैं, पर आप एक दीवाने हैं जो चले जा रहे हैं. तो उसमें वो गाना उसी तरह से चलते रहा. लोगों ने डिफरेंट तरीके से कनेक्ट किया. आई थिंक काफ़ी लोग मुँह के बल गिरे हैं. कायदे से पूछते हैं तो बताता तुमको जरूर, हूँ अकेला, बिल्कुल अकेला, शायद अकेला, अकेला हूँ मैं. रह जाए बाहों में बाहें तेरी, ये जरूरी नहीं. Akela comes from a space of being alone and then finding that journey where you're comfortable being alone. Usually what I experienced during the pandemic, it took me some time to be comfortable being alone on my own because I just kind of not I was not used to that anymore. And I started seeing the reaction of that in all the relationships around me, that if you're comfortable alone, then it also affects other relationships in a positive way. And somewhere in life we forget how to be comfortable on our own, and being alone kind of gets infected by loneliness. And loneliness, I feel, is a kind of a pandemic that's gripping the whole world. The more that we are moving away from people, the more we are looking down than up, we are kind of getting lonelier.
Download the Gaana app now.